All right, everybody, welcome back. Good late afternoon or early evening for some of you. And we got more running backs to get through here today, so let's do three more for this video, and then tomorrow we'll be working on wrapping up the position. So, I'm going to start this video off with a very interesting one. This is one that I've talked about a little bit already this year, and I've kind of done it as a joke, but also kind of done it not as a joke because he is interesting in his own way. Frank Gore Jr. And we know all about Frank Gore Sr. We know what's up with him. So let's talk about his son now. Played college football at Southern Miss. A little bit of a smaller school, admittedly. So didn't quite get the pull of his father because his father played for the Miami Hurricanes. But only going to be 22 when this season starts. 5'8", 201 pounds. Smaller side for sure. 29 and 5/8 inch arms. 8 and a quarter inch hands. So we're not off to a great start. He's not very big. That is a little bit concerning. And the only combine event, quote unquote, that he did was the bench press, and he did all of 12, which puts him right near the bottom of the list for running backs. So we are not off to a very good start here. I'm going to just go ahead and cop to that right now. He did not test well, and that's a big part of the reason why he's fallen off so much on the big boards. PFF and ESPN have him around the 6th. CBS has him going undrafted. The database has him in the 7th. So no site that I've seen has him in the top 200 anymore. And that's mostly because he tested poorly. He's been very productive the last 2 years for Southern Miss regardless, though. Had about 2,500 rushing yards on 5.5 yards a carry, 20 touchdowns, made some decent pull in the passing game, been a pretty good receiver, about 45 catches over the last 2 years for 440 yards. So there is some production there for sure, but as a pro prospect, it's a little harder to guess here. And what I can say is that he was productive in college, and his father, and we talk about that NFL lineage stuff mattering. His father was a great NFL running back. So as a player, the things that stand out about Frank Gore Jr. is that he's a great route runner when he plays the receiver role. He runs real routes. He doesn't just do check down stuff. He's actually running like wheel routes. He's running meaningful things out of the backfield, like the Texas route, which is one of my favorites. He's got a low center of gravity, so he can take a hit and keep going. He's going to be the low man in contact, and that's going to allow him to keep going. He's got great vision and instincts as a runner. He's really good at setting up runs, really good at knowing where the hole is going to be, waiting for it to open up, and then going. So there is some stuff that he's bringing to the table here. But is it enough to overcome his poor measurables? Because these are really bad. I don't know how his game transitions to the NFL, given that he's small and he's got small arms, he's got small hands. Doesn't seem like he's a very good athlete. He's got slow acceleration to top speed, and his top speed isn't even that good. Now, his father didn't have great top speed either, but he did have a nice little burst, and he was able to run with power. And Frank Gore Jr. doesn't seem to have all those qualities to him. He's not very decisive, even though he's got good vision and good instincts. Needs to be a little more decisive in just planting his leg and going, like his father was. And he's not great picking up blitzes either, so even though he's a good receiver, I don't know about him as a third down back if he can't pick up a blitz. So the physical profile is disappointing. I don't know if he'll be able to cut it in the NFL with his size and his abilities. I could see him maybe as a short yardage back, but he's so small, I don't know how long that's going to last, right? Like 5'8", 201 pounds, and you're going to be a short yardage back? I don't know about that. I could see it working for at least a little bit, maybe his rookie contract, and that's about it, but I'd say 7th round flyer feels appropriate. I can't really go higher than 7th round right now because he's just so underwhelming as a physical specimen. Next up, we got Cody Schrader of the Missouri Tigers. Could not find his age, but Cody Schrader, interesting story here. This guy kind of came out of nowhere after playing at a really small college earlier in his career and had a monstrous 2023 campaign. Another smaller guy, 5'8.5", 202 pounds, 28 and an eighth inch arms, 9 and an eighth inch hands. Combine performance was forgettable. Okay acceleration, but low top speed. Low vert, so not very explosive. So nothing really to write home about here. Big boards have him around the 5th or 6th or 7th. The The database has him in like the early 7th, so fringe, draftable player. Crazy amounts of production in 2023 for Missouri, and that was big for him because he was playing at a smaller school before, so the fact that he proved capable of producing in Missouri against really good defenses proved that he belonged in this conversation. So 1,600 yards, 5.9 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns, and some work as a receiver as well. That was a big deal, and that put him on the map here as somebody who may be draftable. So Cody Schrader, even though he was relatively new, he was a team captain for the Tigers, so he is a leader. He's got some leadership qualities. He's great in pass protection, really good at picking up blitzes, really good at understanding how to do it, how to put yourself in the right position and then actually go through with it. He's got great vision, and he understands how to set up a run with his blockers. Really good understanding of spatial awareness, where he is on the field relative to everyone. He's very hard to bring down once he gets going if you allow him to get up to top speed, which is not very impressive. He's like a runaway freight train, just hard to stop him. So if you allow him to get up to top speed, he's going to be a bear to bring down. And like I said, he had a monstrous 2023 performance. So there's some stuff here, definitely. There is some stuff here with Cody Schrader that needs to be called out positively. He's not very explosive as a runner, though. He doesn't have the burst that you like. He doesn't have the ability to cut and go with the explosiveness that you're looking for. He's got very limited value as a receiver. He's got such a small catch radius, and he also has poor ball skills. So he won't be able to go out and get like the tougher catches. He won't be able to go out and get like the hard ones to bring in. He's not going to be diving and making tough catches. Not a very good receiver, even though he produced okay. His breakaway speed is lacking. Doesn't have the ability to bust long runs. He's like a Chris Carson type. Sometimes, even though he does have good vision, he just chucks himself into the pile instead of searching for the hole. Sometimes he just commits a little too early. Like, it's that thing where you don't want to dance too much, but you don't want to dance too little, too. There is a right amount of dancing to do. Schrader leans more towards the just stop dancing and throw yourself into a big pile and get half a yard. So, fun story. Proved himself in 2023. Just not really athletic enough to say we're getting everything we want out of Cody Schrader. So, it's kind of tough. I like the physicality that he plays with. I'm not discounting this guy being able to find some level of success at the NFL level. I think that he'll find a way to do something if he can get carries on a team. So I'll say 6th round pick. Pick him in the 6th. You can't go too wrong with it. But yeah, nothing too exciting here. No special teams value that I can see. So, it's just kind of okay. Okay, we got one more guy for this video. Jase McClellan of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Jase McClellan. So, high-profile guy because he played for Alabama. 22 years old when the season starts. Has NFL size. Only 5'10", but 221 pounds. That's going to work. That's going to get it done. Especially in this part of the draft. 31 and an... I'm 31 and an 1/8 inch arms. 10 and a quarter inch hands. Only combine event was the bench press where he did 56th percentile work. Okay, 20 BP reps. Big boards mostly have him around the 6th or the 7th, and the database has him in, I think, the late 6th. So, borderline draftable. 2 years of okay performance at Alabama, not huge numbers. Actually kind of disappointed in 2023. He didn't break out the way some people wanted. Yards per carry took a big hit. 8 rushing touchdowns, over 7 from the previous year. Not much more work as a receiver either. So he didn't break out. So here he is in a position where he may or may not get drafted. So the good thing about McClellan is that we can say he has legitimate NFL size, which doesn't go for some of the guys we've already talked about. 221 pounds should play okay. 5'10", I mean, it's not great, but it also makes him pretty stout, right? He's got a low center of gravity. He picks up blitzers well. He understands pass protection stuff. Makes nice moves in the open field. Can do some stuff to keep the play alive. Absorbs hits and keeps going. He can run receiver quality routes. He's got a low center of gravity. And he's got good instincts when running. So there are some qualities here. I like the fact that he can do so much as a third down back. I think that at the minimum, you are getting somebody who's capable of doing third down back stuff because he can handle pass protection and he can run receiver routes. And I feel like he's also bringing some stuff as like a utility running back almost. But overall, not a great athlete. He's not going to have the burst. He's not going to have the speed or the acceleration or the explosiveness to really be dynamic in that regard. Backfield dancing takes yards off the board. He is somebody who needs to be a little bit more decisive, needs to be a little bit more committing to finding the hole and then just going. His top speed is mediocre. And while he does have some nice moves in the open field, he's not among the more elusive backs in the draft. He's somebody who needs to build up a head of steam to be elusive. He's not going to be able to get it done as like, oh, I just got the ball in the backfield and somebody's on me in the backfield. I got to make this guy miss. No, he's in that case going to probably just go down. So the 2023 production's also a little bit concerning. We would have liked to have seen a little bit more. So decent set of skills. I think he'll be something. At the very least, he should be able to do third down back stuff because of the blocking and catching stuff. I don't know about more than that. He did play against good competition, playing for Alabama, but overall, just kind of a forgettable prospect. Late 5th round seems okay to me. If you need somebody like this, you can't go too wrong with picking him up in the late 5th, early 6th. So I'll go for that, and that's really about all I can say about Jase McClellan. Let me know what you think about this crew. I will see you guys later. Go Hawks. Probably going to be on Twitch tonight, and more running back stuff will come out tomorrow. See you guys later.